Do I now? I thought I did. That's published. That's published. Or is this the wrong section? That's the wrong. It is.
Cool about steak knife. It's really good steak knife. It's probably one of those like really cool like
What?
things. Like you just yes. Just ordering one off Amazon and drinking out of it every once in a while.
Every Monday, I put the notes in there, and then just randomly it doesn't take it. I guess I don't know what it is. Like every week every week I put the notes in there, and I create an assignment and put the notes in there like I always do, and then just occasionally it just disappears. It's just like not there. So
is this like the only class that it happens to?
I don't know. I don't remember if it was y'all or not. Was it y'all last time? Yeah.
You said it was something because like it's all programmed in there and like you have to physically like.
Well, that's the publishing stuff. That's where when I publish it, and then it like publishes everything, and I have to go back and unpublish the teacher section.
It was also us with the quiz thing, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is. The stolen steak knife
That was
is
like
what's
years
doing it.
ago.
It's following you into this classroom. I don't know. That's weird though, because I totally like did it. But okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The good thing is I at least have. I can just really quickly go boop and boop and boop and boop. What is this section again? SM-004 notes. Add item. It smells so bad in here. Probably just near the projector, I would imagine.
What does it smell like?
Burnt paper. Wait, what now? Yeah, it would catch on fire.
That sounds like a really good experiment.
That sounds like an experiment we should not play with. Well, I did the notes like the SpongeBob meme. Notes. All right. Five. And one more. Website. Follow. Yes. When y'all want to do? Oh yeah, you want to do it that way too? Take Century? Okay, cool. March 1st, is that cool? That's Monday? All right, cool. And I was recording for all of that, so good. All right, so now that we got that little issue out of the way, I don't really know what's going on, but anyway, it's there. So this is where you will find the notes. I'm not even worried about the way I spelled that. Just go with it. Notes. The oats. That's how you say it, because you got to make the oats aggressive. And then it's the oats. Hey. There you go. That's how you say it. All right. So this isn't really a long section for the most part. We just got these few different kind of. Okay, that is a little bit longer than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, that's it. So that's not bad at all. So we'll take that. There was a lot of vocabulary terms I want to make sure you understood as we were getting going. So I think that was it, right? The next one is the notes section. The notes. Hey. All right. So the importance of staffing. So basically, we're talking about hiring people, getting people into our company, and all that jazz. I tried to dress still somewhat professionally today, even though yesterday was professional dress. And it's very important to staff your company. I'm wearing my Dunder Mifflin socks today. I think I just pulled something in my other leg. Anyway, so staffing is one of the 5 functions of management, along with planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. The staffing function ensures that a business has the right people working in the right job positions at the right time. This aspect of management is absolutely critical because an organization's success depends on its people. You may have a great product, but without the right people making it, selling it, you won't succeed. You may have the latest technology and the best equipment, but without the right people running it, you won't succeed. Example, Wendy's. Did I tell the Wendy's story about the mean person in the drive-thru? Nope. All right, we're gonna tell a story. Do y'all like the stories? Do they help? Like, okay, I'll just make sure. All right, so Wendy's came out with their breakfast, and I'm sorry that everything is related to fast food.
I really need to try that so bad.
Okay, well, it sounds like y'all are okay with all my stories being related to fast food. But anyway, so I went to try the breakfast stuff. My buddy from college, he lives near Boone. He came all the way here to hang out with me for like a weekend, basically. He was also here for a wedding, but he stayed at my house, and we hung out a little bit. So it was me, Miss Haddock, and my buddy from college, which she knows pretty well, too, because she knew him before we were dating as well. So we went to Wendy's, and we're in the drive-thru, and we pull up, and we're like, yeah, I'm going to need a minute. He had Wendy's breakfast, and we hadn't, so we're like, okay, we're going to try it. And we sit in the drive-thru, and literally, I tell you, no joke, the woman comes on, and I said, I'm going to need 1 minute. She goes, okay. And I said, I think I'm ready now. And she goes, what do you want? Not like in a nice way. She goes, what do you want? I was like, I paused for a minute. I was like, all right. And then I did my order, and then I ordered a water cup from Miss Haddock. And we get to the drive-thru, and we get all the stuff, and they actually make me pull up. There's no one in the drive-thru. Like if it had been a comedic movie, I would have been sitting in front after I had paid them, waiting for my food, and there would have been a tumbleweed that would have gone like behind my car. Just like that's how empty this parking lot was. And then they're like, "You're gonna need to pull up," and I'm like, "There's no one here. There's no one in there. This is like, this was like before school started, so the pandemic is going on strong. Like drive-thru is the only thing you've got going on right now." So I'm like, okay, I pull up, I get my food, we get our drinks. They don't have Miss Haddock's water cup, and I was like, hell, I was supposed to have a water cup, and she's like, oh, I didn't get that.
The simplest thing.
Exactly, yeah. So I was like, I didn't get my water cup. And she's like, well, I didn't hear that. And I was like,
well, now you've heard it. And
oh, yeah. I was like, okay. And she goes, and walks away. I was like,
I'm sorry, no, we can't afford hearing aids.
oh, I was like, all right, well, okay, we're gonna leave. So then I pulled across the street to the Walmart gas station, got Miss Haddock a water bottle at the gas station.
I feel like Wendy's always has like service issues.
They do.
Have you seen their Twitter?
It's either their service is bad or the wait time is terrible.
Yeah, but now the food though, back to bring it all home, bring it full circle.
There's no way you'll be able to do this.
The food, I'm doing it. The food was good, but the issue is the staffing was bad.
What'd you get?
I got a chicken biscuit. It's like a honey chicken biscuit. It is pretty good.
What's honey?
Like the chicken is kind of like got a little bit of a honey-ish
Chicken.
like sauce to it on top.
No, I'm saying like.
Well, bees.
I didn't know if that needs to be in the biscuit or something.
No, it's like already on the chicken. Like the chicken's a little like they do it very well. It's not saturated with the honey. It's just a nice little layer of honey. It feels like on the chicken, and it goes very well with the chicken. So it was good. I think I want to try different things, so we got a few different biscuits just to try. I think they're just basic bacon, egg, and cheese. It was pretty good. Their biscuits honestly were pretty good. They remind me they're trying to be on Chick-fil-A biscuit level. That was the type of biscuits. They weren't like McDonald's or Hardee's biscuits. They were like Chick-fil-A biscuits. If someone goes back and watches these YouTubes, they're going to hear the madman ratings of fast food restaurants. All right. So anyway, but to the point, staffing basically is terrible at Wendy's sometimes. Where is staffing really good? Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A staffing is on point, usually. I mean, I'm sure there's been an occasion, but I'm pretty sure that person didn't have their job long if they didn't do well at Chick-fil-A.
She said they really make you training for every Senate, like during training, you have to say that pleasure. I've also heard that Chick-fil-A in Greenville is really harsh with scheduling.
Yeah.
And like,
I don't doubt it.
if nobody like comes in, then they would just throw them into a shift without asking you. I've heard a lot of people.
My brother just quit working at the one in Winterville.
Really?
Said it was too hard. He got tired of like old like 75-year-old men coming like yelling to him at the drive-thru because they messed up his order.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, actually.
How are you gonna yell at people at Chick-fil-A for messing up your order?
Chick-fil-A people are so polite because they have to be.
Yeah.
Like they're required.
How are you gonna get mad at Chick-fil-A employees?
I never worked at Chick-fil-A. Like I was square.
McDonald's is like.
I can see you at McDonald's. I think you can make it well at McDonald's. I don't know. You do seem very blunt, so I don't think Chick-fil-A would be good for you. I think you'd be very blunt with someone in the drive-thru.
There are times in the food industry when you do have to snap off at a customer.
And there is, yes, there is that. That's needed sometimes.
Yesterday, I was on the phone with a woman who ordered a $60 order and wanted the whole thing refunded because her daughter did not come and get it in time.
That's right.
I would have her
Where is it?
It's the one by Captain Jack.
That's right. I forget that was there. I knew you worked at one of them.
Yeah. So like she was like yelling and screaming, and I was like, "Ma'am, I'm not going to refund your order if you're speaking to me this way." And then like she just kept on yelling, and I hung up the phone.
That's
My
what you
manager
got.
put me in charge of the store. He was like, "I'm leaving for like 4 hours." Like,
There you go. So you were in charge. So that is what it is.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I'm not sure if she knew who Connor was.
Oh yeah.
He just started working there like a couple weeks ago.
I forget that one's there, and I'm kind of shocked. Like,
Y'all had breakfast?
We're gonna start doing it.
Really? I saw the sign. I was like,
breakfast is the new thing. Remember I talked to y'all about fries? Was it this class I talked about fries?
Yep.
Okay, yes. Breakfast is the new thing. Everyone's wanting breakfast right now. We'll see what the next trend is.
what are y'all gonna
McDonald's is trying to
Okay,
do like
so
chicken biscuits.
like it's like a,
Yeah,
like a-
yeah, they are.
Like chicken
But
sandwiches.
why do they not have breakfast all day anymore?
I don't
It's
know.
actually
Yeah.
good.
It's probably because none of the people actually get it all day. It's
No,
like-
but they said they stopped it because of COVID.
They don't even have that little
Yeah. So annoying. And I love getting the bacon, egg, cheese at 9 o'clock at night.
I really like their, so you have their chicken biscuits.
And the cheap one. Are you talking about the cheap one or the expensive one?
Well, I got it as a meal, and it was only $14, and it was a giant piece of chicken, giant slice biscuit on each side.
So that one's a Russian roulette kind of deal. With that one, because it's high quality chicken, but sometimes you get bad high quality chicken. You know what I'm talking about, like gristly chicken in there. Whereas when you get the McChicken biscuit, like the dollar one, it's just a slab of fake chicken, and you know what you're getting every time. That is consistently what it is. It is fake chicken, and it is going to be that fake chicken every time. It's good.
I got one the other day, and the chicken was like that big, I couldn't believe it, it was awesome.
Yeah,
Sister, have
it
you-
is insane.
Have you seen how they make? Have you seen that video of that dude? Oh, like it was like a professional chef showing kids how McDonald's chicken nuggets are made, and then it's like terrible without the whole thing. And then when he finishes, you're like, "Would you still eat it?" And all of them say, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I know other way. I still eat them.
It's okay.
The spicy nuggets are bomb.
They're so good. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Okay, y'all gotta stop. I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry.
They're so much better than the other ones.
All right,
It's like you were just waiting for somebody to mention this.
let's get back to it. We've done enough on fast food now. Before we go further, let's quickly review the other 4 functions of management: planning, identifying business goals, and determining the best ways to achieve them. We've done that. Organizing, identifying, grouping job tasks, and mapping out lines of organizational authority. Who reports to who? We talked about that. Directing, guiding, and motivating employees to their work efforts. We kind of talked about that. And controlling, monitoring employees' performance, and ensuring the organizational goals are being met. So get a bit more in depth with the 5 functions. That's a little weird. There's an article. We're not going to look at it right now. It's important to note that none of the other manufacturing functions can be carried out effectively without having the right human resource. We've already talked about that a little bit in our HR section, and it's kind of just hitting us again that, without humans, your business most likely will not function well. Someone's got to be there. Businesses need to top executives with strength and vision to plan for the future. They need insightful, detailed-oriented managers to help give the organizational structure, and they need competent, capable supervision to direct and control day-to-day operations. Staffing is also important because it takes place across all organization departments, from manufacturing, customer service, marketing. There is no part of business that the staffing function doesn't affect. I mean, even things you think that humans don't have involved with, like Redbox, for instance, someone's got to go load the DVDs, which just made me think, has anyone ever seen someone loading DVDs in the Redbox?
No, have you ever seen?
I have to do it at like 3 in the morning.
That's true, too.
They
There's,
like
like,
an
a return
underground
to the
tunnel,
DVDs to
and they
the
just ship movies through the underground tunnel.
And it's just like, if you lift it up, it's just like.
Just
showing
a busy
your
mad
head.
jerk genius. Someone just starts using it to like ship drugs across the country.
All right,
Oh
time
my
out.
God, there's like a secret code that you
Time
type
out.
in.
We're asking other people if they've ever seen.
There's like a secret code you type in and it like dispenses it with the movie.
Turns out Redbox is just a front for a massive drug cartel.
We're Pablo and Kabar, like Redbox is the movie.
The conspiracy is real.
Bro, we could do this.
There's no way the box
I
that
swear to
big
God,
to make that
man,
many
like we
movies
could buy like.
though.
That's
three
true as well.
And start
That
off
box
there.
is skinny.
Like, this hat can't stitch if you should have
That box is skinny as crap too.
There's no way all these movies fit in there. And they gotta have like some like place for to put machinery and stuff.
Yeah. Like. I don't think I've ever seen this movie, like, a movie.
You know what?
And I moved like
Neighbors
4
and
times.
groceries.
Yeah, every Sunday.
I don't ever get to see my neighbors. We have like grocery stores in our house.
That's just lazy.
They like ship them to the front door and then we take them. Like, it's like the Walmart plus
Yeah.
premium thing, yeah.
Everything got the box.
Wait, how long have you been working at Home Depot?
Way longer than mine. Yeah. It's been like probably about like 6 years.
Is Connor a good worker or not?
Yeah, he's good. He started off
All he
like,
does is cook, right? Like cook,
yeah.
like fries or whatever.
I mean, I'm not seeing him to get used yet, and that's not his fault. Because like we have had very full staff.
Oh, so you do.
But he's gonna have a training week this week because they've hired a bunch of new people. So he's having training week this week to be able to. So he should have learned how to make everything, but they've only been like letting him do fries and everything. So it's just kids doing it. And then like he got forced to stuff there and then it's gonna be.
That does suck. I might try to get a job soon.
That's right, this job.
My aunt's boyfriend works at a place called Mandeville in Aiden, and it's where the old, like, I think it was, I'm trying to remember, it was like some oyster bar used to be there before it was something else. And it's like right beside Dixie
You
Queen.
just thought like the Redbox box is not that big enough to hold all the food.
Yeah.
Like
Or the machine.
It is though, because they're flat. They're literally like this big.
Yeah, but there's like at least like 200 movies just that you can pick from. And kind of like, and there's multiple copies of those movies. And then you have to like with those slots and stuff. Yes. So it's like this have all those slots.
But since my aunt's boyfriend works there, he can actually like give me some training and stuff to actually do culinary, because I went through the culinary route here. So I ended up getting my ServSafe certification, which is a national certification. They even plaster them on walls in restaurants and stuff. Like, yeah, I was like, you've probably seen them. But I got that when I was a freshman. And then they wouldn't let me do the NC State plates one for some reason, which was weird, because I had the national one already, and they're like, you don't need it. I was like, I want the certification. Let me take my certification.
Or double qualified.
All right, somebody saw it. Someone has seen it. So
That was the decoy.
they opened the red box and they saw a person put the DVDs in the slots.
What is it? I have it.
And Coach Taylor just lit it up. They do it at midnight on Tuesday nights.
Alright, guys, we can't have it.
That's why I just told him we're going on Tuesday night.
Wait, he opens up the red box or he's sitting in the red box?
Like the Family Guy.
Who's in there, like a hobbit or something?
There's an old episode of Family Guy where they live in the middle of nowhere, and there's a guy inside the ATM giving cash.
It's just this freaking Spiegel sitting like,
Nice.
getting his red box DVDs back.
Never heard it. Their impersonation as good as that.
Well, that was terrible.
I don't know.
He's trying to throw you a bone there. All right. When business is overstaffed, too many employees, it's wasting money on unnecessary wages. Interestingly enough, I knew this was kind of happening. I didn't know it had completely happened. All neighborhood Walmarts, there's no cashiers. It's all self-checkout. Period.
Really?
Yeah, apparently it just happened,
The
basically.
neighborhood market one?
Yes, they have realized they don't need it. And I will say, who's going to a neighborhood Walmart? You've gone to the just the grocery one. Have you seen many people in line at the cashiers? No. Where are most people at?
Regular
The self-checkout. Now that could be a part of. Sorry, you're wrong. No, just kidding. Sorry, you're wrong.
Yeah, they're usually at regular Walmart, and they don't go to like the crazy Walmart. I've
Yeah.
looked at it like a couple times.
But anyway, for the most part, when I go, mostly I see people at the. I mean, I'd say it's a mix. I will say this: probably the pandemic has made self-checkout more popular with people because people are like, okay, I can avoid human contact. I can just do it myself. But then again, no matter what, you're still going through that line that someone else just did. But whatever. Either way, the point being, when a company realizes they're spending a lot of money on salaries or paying people to do a job, and they don't need them to do that job, they're probably going to let them go or find somewhere else for them to work. But for the most part, if you're overstaffed, which I'm assuming that's what the neighborhood Walmarts realized, they got rid of their employees. When a business is understaffed, not enough employees. Now, that's not happening a lot these days because technology is meaning less and less employees. Essential work tasks may be completed late or not completed at all. This can result in poor customer service, dissatisfied customers, and ultimately lost business. In addition, when business is understaffed, it often means that the employees it does have are working beyond their normal capacity. Yada yada yada. Does anyone watch my man Matt from Demolition Ranch? Anyone seen him? Yes. He's got that big store. So anyway, well then I'll just explain. There's a big YouTuber. I'm not really into the YouTuber sensation stuff, but I've always watched this guy just because he makes cool videos. He started his own business basically of selling shirts and making shirts for other YouTubers. Very smart idea. So basically he makes his own shirts so he doesn't have to pay a company to do it, and now he's the company that other YouTubers are paying. His business was kind of small, and he was literally just doing it in his garage, basically. He ended up realizing he needed a humongous building, and with that humongous building, he needed more employees. Then we got a bigger building now, and he's even sold the other one because he doesn't need the small one anymore. He just got this humongous one that he's built, and he has realized multiple times, he's made videos basically saying, hey, I've hired this new person, because he just introduces them kind of. This is on his Off the Ranch channel, not the Demolition Ranch channel. But he basically realized, hey, I'm not getting my orders out on time, which is what we just talked about, so I need to hire more people. So he's constantly hiring more people. Now, he could get to the point he realizes, wait a minute, I don't need all these people. I can start holding back. Because he's also buying tons of things that dry the shirts for him, that print the stuff on the shirts, obviously, and then dries it and all the processes of shirt making. But that all being said, he may get to a point where he realizes, wait a minute, I got too many employees. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to let you go. Which sucks, but to run a business, you can't be a philanthropist. Philanthropist? Is that the word I'm looking for? Philanthropist? It's okay. Basically, you can't do charity work at your business, basically. I mean, you can do charity outside your business, but inside your business, it's not a charity. So you can't keep people that are not benefiting the business, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? Makes sense, right? Okay. Philanthropist. I think we got it. I think we figured it out. Good job, everyone. All right. As you probably understand from personal experience, humans are very complex beings. Successful businesses and managers understand that their employees are more than just a means to an end. They're real people with real feelings, real problems, and unique talents and personalities. Human resources are an organization's most valuable and yet most fragile assets. It's just another reason why the staffing function of management is so essential. Again, like I just said, people are essential and they do have feelings. At the same time, as soon as you need employees, you could automatically start not needing employees due to technology or due to anything. So it's just how it works. Again, think about it. All these neighborhood Walmarts popped up. They needed employees. And how long have the neighborhood Walmarts been around? 5-10 years?
Yeah.
Probably somewhere there. So 5-10 years later, now they don't need as many people. So it's just how it works. It's unfortunate some people lost their jobs over it, but that's the world we live in. I'm not trying to sound harsh. I'm just giving you the facts. The staffing process, though, each individual business is unique. There are certain staffing tasks that every organization undertakes. It's important to note here that there are differences between organizing and staffing. These two management functions are closely related, but they are not the same. Remember that when organizing managers identify necessary job tasks, group them together, accounting, shipping, marketing, and delegate responsibilities and authority within the business. Organizing lays the foundation for staffing, but staffing is what gets employees in the door and the right job positions. Unlike organizing, staffing is continuous activity. Determining needs. So while the organizing function identifies what job tasks need to be completed to run the business, the staffing function keeps tabs on what position needs to be filled at any given time. Has an employer recently resigned or been terminated? What about a retirement or transfer or promotion to another position? Perhaps an entirely new position has been created. Again, constantly revolving door. Anyway, think about here. How many times have you got a new teacher while you were at school here or at another school? You got a new teacher who just got hired, right? You know?
Yeah.
So it's constantly a turnover, even here. And people say teaching turnover rates are high. Yeah, it is what it is. But, you know, any business is going to have employee turnover. You're not going to have the same people working because, again, this is not technology. This isn't something these are humans, and someone's husband or wife may get a new job, or they may have children who go to a different university, and they're like, you know what, we've kind of done what we wanted here, and we want to go live closer to our children. They live in New York, and we live in California now. Things like that happen every day. So that's a reason it's so important to make sure staffing and understanding how to staff is so important for business. The staffing function also includes the task of analyzing each position in the organization to determine job descriptions and specifications. A job description is an example, is an explanation of the responsibilities and tasks associated with a specific job. It describes what an employee in that position does. For example, a job description for retail sales associate may list responsibilities such as answering customers' questions and operating cash register. A job specification, on the other hand, is an explanation of skills, knowledge, and characteristics required for the job. It describes what an employee in the position should be. The retail sales associate position then may specify that the employee have at least a high school diploma and display good interpersonal skills. Job descriptions and specifications are constantly evolving, so managers must double check them each time the need for a new employee arises. So me as an FBLA advisor, I have my officer team. I have 15 officers, which is kind of overkill this year, and I realize that. At the same time, this isn't a business, so I'm not paying these kids anything. If it was a business, would I have let some of these people go because of the pandemic? Probably so. I usually have 5 kids who are just like freshmen or sophomores who are hoping to be an officer their junior and senior year, like a higher position. So usually, if this was a business, I might have had to let them go and say, hey, come back next year and we'll probably bring you back in. But we're not a business. We're an organization. So I can just keep them on, and it is what it is, and they just don't really do anything. It is what it is. Because with us not being on campus that much, we're not really doing much with FBLA like we usually do. We are going to have a trivia night soon on Zoom or on Discord. I haven't decided yet. I think Discord would be easier, but we'll figure that out. Anyway, just a quick plug. So I realized that, hey, I might not need all these kids, but does that mean for next year, considering I'm hoping things will be back to normal, should I probably go ahead and make sure I get 15 officers again? Probably so, because if I'm back to normal and I don't get those kids, then I'm going to be searching for kids last minute, and that's never a good thing. Each year, I have to kick one kid off the officer team. It never fails. I don't know why. It always happens. They just don't do anything, or they don't like. This year, it wasn't that hard to stay on the officer team, but this one kid just didn't sign up to be in FBLA. He signed up to want to be an officer. He interviewed and made an officer position. He didn't even sign up for FBLA or pay for FBLA. So I was like, all right, dude, sorry, you got to go. Like, you can't, if you're not in FBLA, you can't be an officer, obviously. So that's a little ridiculous. So I had to cut him off. The year before, I had someone who got too busy. She came to me. She was very polite about it. She said, hey, I can't do all this stuff. I said, that's okay. And then the year before that, I had to cut someone off because they just couldn't do anything. They just wouldn't help with anything. So it happens. And usually someone comes out of nowhere and becomes an officer and helps out a lot. So it's just how staffing works. And stuff like that happens. I mean, you hire someone and it's just like, you know what? You're not really working out. So we're just going to have to move on from you. Recruiting. So recruiting is a part of staffing that involves seeking out and attracting qualified potential employees. There are many different methods for recruitment, and managers will choose the ones that are most appropriate to their industry and position available. Some examples include participating in job fairs, seeking recommendations from current employees, or customers placing a classified ad in the newspaper or in an internet job board, and partnering with outside employment agencies. Again, you got to get out there that you need to hire someone. So I post all over Instagram for my officers. If you're a job looking for people, you probably will post a lot on social media these days because that's where people will find it, stuff like that. Screening. When a pool of potential candidates has been identified, managers begin the process of screening and applicants and selecting which ones to interview. So usually, some jobs you might just go straight to the interview process because you're such a small company. But if you're a large company, like let's say Google especially, or like a Facebook or someone like that, you're going to screen a lot of employees and kind of narrow it down so you can just interview. So then once you get to the interview stage, a process varies from business to business. Generally, a manager in human resource conducts the interview with a candidate and then either recommends or does not recommend him or her for further interviews. Again, if you're a small company, you may have one interview. If you're a large company, you may have 2 or 3 interviews. I think I said either last week or this week, I had 2 interviews, for instance, when I came to teach here. And the second one was really not even much of an interview. It was just kind of a meet the people in my department kind of thing. Selecting. So when the final candidate for an open job position has been chosen, managers extend the job offer with the specific terms and conditions. Sometimes the candidate will try to negotiate part of the offer. When this happens, there may be some negotiation. If the company's first choice candidate does not accept the position, managers will choose another candidate or conduct further interviews. I didn't really care, and I didn't negotiate my job because I just wanted to work here, so I don't really care. I just said do whatever, There's no salary negotiation at all, so it is what it is. I guess technically as a teacher, you could negotiate, do I get a classroom? What am I going to teach? Things like that. And that could be some of your negotiation, well, hey, I don't really want to work here until I teach this class. And then that principal probably says, well, tough, I'll find someone who will teach that class. But anyway, you get the picture. It just depends on the work you're going to be doing. For instance, when I worked at a pool and I was hiring kids who went to Conley, they didn't really negotiate because there was no negotiation. Again, salary was what it was, and this is the job. If you want it, you want it. If you don't, you don't. And that's how it works. Now, with big-time jobs, obviously negotiations are important. Onboarding. So staffing responsibilities don't end when candidates are hired. There are still several onboarding activities to complete, such as employee orientation and various types of paperwork. You got to get all the tax information, all the insurance, the direct deposit, making sure they are a citizen, everything, they're not crazy, making sure one last kind of time they're not like doing illegal things. It may involve giving the employee a tour of the facility and making introductions, giving the employee information about company procedures and policies, and familiarizing the employee with his or her new workspace and equipment. So sometimes it's on-the-job training. Sometimes they'll send you to another training somewhere else. So training and developing. So another main component of staffing function is ensuring that the employees are knowledgeable and productive by overseeing training and professional development programs. Every business has different types of needs, and managers must determine what they are asking questions such as what training is required for new employees, how many employees must be trained for the same position at the same time, is training required because of the new employment or workplace procedures, what type of professional development or continuing education do current employees need, and where and when is the training best conducted. So sometimes you go far away for training. Sometimes training happens right at the facility. For instance, every summer I usually go to Greensboro for summer conference, and that's kind of like my teaching training, where like if I want to teach a new course or I want to hear the updates of a new course or anything like that. And then sometimes it's not even, over the summer, sometimes I might miss a few days. I was supposed to miss a few days last spring to go to a training about this course in particular, but then they made it online because of the pandemic. So I just did it online. And that's probably the direction we're taking here in the future for a lot of these things. They've realized they can do these trainings while they may not be as effective as they are in person. Technically, all they would have had to do was hire me a sub, and they would have had to pay me back for the gas I spent to drive to, I don't know where it was, in the middle of nowhere. But basically, they were going to have to reimburse me for my gas money, basically. Well, now the county can save a little bit of money by just doing it online. So it just depends. And then they're going to realize that some trainings do need to be in person again, probably, and we'll get to that eventually once we get out of this. Next, managers must determine what resources are available for training and development. Who will conduct the training? In many cases, on-the-job training for new employees is supervised by another employee or mentor in the same department. Mr. Weston was my mentor for the past 2 years. I don't need a mentor anymore. Boom. I've made it. But anyway, so he kind of, honestly, we didn't really do much, but if I had a question, I usually went to him. I still go to him if I have questions. So, yeah. But that's basically it. The staffing function of management also includes overseeing compensation and benefits for all employees. Compensation is pay for work completed. Duh, if you don't get that at this point. Compensation may also include certain financial incentives such as commissions or bonuses. So, if you are in sales, you might get a bonus. I used to get a bonus for teaching Word and PowerPoint. Every kid who got certified, I got like $25 or something like that. I forgot what it was. They took that away though. So, I think it was last year. Which teacher was it? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Isn't it $25 for all 3 certifications then?
No, it would be like if you were in Word and PowerPoint and if you passed Word, PowerPoint, and Word Expert, that's the ones for those 3. It's a check. Or actually, it just goes in your paycheck, honestly. It's just a bonus. It bought my TV 1 year, though. I will say that. So that was awesome. But for instance, it's only for, like, if you were to pass Word, I get 25 for you passing Word. That's it. You passing PowerPoint and Word Expert doesn't matter anymore. It's just per student passing 1 certification. So, but it worked out because 1 year all I taught was basically I took all 2 Word and PowerPoints the first semester, and second semester I taught like 1. So I was like teaching 3, and I had 75 kids, and you do 75 times $25. That's pretty good money. But then they realized that I was getting, yeah. And I think because they were starting to get concerned that some teachers were trying to cheat to get the money because, hey, money was on the line. So, I wasn't worried about it because by the time y'all got to PowerPoint, I was like, I'm gonna get that money from that. I was more concerned because I actually liked that y'all could get exempt from the final exam, and I liked not having y'all come back for like a final exam on the exam week. So that was nice. So if you passed Word and PowerPoint on the first try, you didn't have to come for the final exam. So that was what I was mainly concerned about. Because most kids pass PowerPoint. It's pretty easy, pretty simple, especially if you're taking Word. But yeah, so that's an example of a bonus they used to give us. I got a bonus for my Ed TPA score. When I was in my internship, we had to do this big old project thing, and if you got a certain score on it, you got a bonus for that. So there's tons of little bonuses. Even as a teacher, you can get. Benefits comprise a significant portion of total package the company offers to employees. These are advantage employees receive an additional monetary compensation such as health insurance, retirement accounts, paid vacation, sick time, etc. That's where I see my job as one of the reasons I love it. I love this job because I actually get to talk to people all day and run my mouth about fast food. But anyway, but I don't see teaching as a bad gig or even that I get compensated too low. I think some teachers who have more pressure on them, like for testing wise, they probably don't get paid enough, but I feel like I get paid fine. And that's because of the benefits I get. I have health insurance, I have dental, I have vision, I have retirement. We'll see if it's there or not. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be there. But that's okay. I don't mind working until I die. Y'all, I think I could do it. I think I could work here until I'm like 80.
Just like,
Like,
Or at least we said this.
Yeah, I can be the next Mix Brazil, basically. You know.
I was gonna say you can work at Wendy's to make the service better.
Yeah, I could go work at Wendy's after I retire. Who knows? We'll see.
You're like, I only want to be on morning shift. I am a morning person.
I've got the breakfast
I
job.
will just-
I'll make sure no one ever has to deal with the things I dealt with here.
Just send it out to all the kids you taught before, and you'd have a constant line of people come through.
I mean, it would be pretty insane.
That's the worst part. You got handled brutally. You got handled brutally, and then it was in the morning. So like you go there expecting a good breakfast, and then you just get treated.
I know. I got treated like
You
crap.
just start your day off wrong.
Yeah, it's just-
You work for us in the time that you're not on life support. You only see what's transferred to life support. Like the last thing you're missing is the classroom.
I really hope that I'm not in here on life support. Like, that would probably be the end of it.
Miss Hattie would probably do something about that. Like, I don't think.
I think she would make me go home at that point. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would assume so. She's probably gonna live longer than me because I don't eat very healthy and she eats healthy. So, as you can hear from all the fast food we're talking about, so, she eats fruits and vegetables as a snack, and I don't.
Try to get you to eat healthier.
Yeah, she does. She tries to get me to eat healthy. Tonight we're eating, and I'm actually okay with this. We're having sausage. She has these sausages. This like I don't know what they're called.
Like the link sausage.
They're like a link sausage and a round, and then she does some kind of pasta. I forgot what it's kind of like a ziti pasta we're having tonight with it, and then sauce, and then she cuts up these peppers, and she's put spinach in it last time. Without telling me, right at the end, she just threw spinach in there. I'm literally like a small child. She has to like fool with other things, but it's okay. She tried to make me eat a grape last night, and I was like, "Nah, I'm eating goldfish." So,
Are you serious?
yeah.
You eat a grape?
I mean, I would have eaten a grape if I was about to eat goldfish. I'm about to eat goldfish. I don't want a grape and goldfish.
Have you tried that feta pasta yet? Like with the tomato and then like feta.
No, I have not tried that.
I've been like.
Might be a move.
making it.
I'm trying to eat healthier, but I also just started doing this thing where I try not to eat anything after supper. You know, there's the intermittent fasting thing you can do. I'm not doing that. That's a little too far for me. That's a little too gun-ho for my blood. So I'm just going to try not to eat anything after supper, and then I'll wake up the next morning and eat breakfast.
Do you have dessert though? Are you a big dessert guy or no?
I mean, I like having something. Yeah, I mean, I like having something a little sweet after I've had my supper. That's basically it. So like, we bought the fake Girl Scout cookies from Walmart. You know what I'm talking about? Like you can buy the yeah. Well, I got the peanut butter whatever.
Oh, okay.
So I ate like one or two of them after supper, which I don't think is that bad. Like I think that's good. But anyway, so I'll do a little bit of that. But yeah, I've been really trying not to eat anything after supper. It's very hard on hockey night, which was last night. So because I eat so light before my game, so I have to eat something afterwards. But I did win 0-4. I was pretty excited. Got the shutout. Very exciting. Stay in tune for the video. But anyway, back to it. How did we get this far off? Gosh, we really went down the rabbit hole. Oh, benefits. We were talking about retirement, stuff like that. But I probably won't have retirement. But I have health care. So there's that. No, but I see my job. When you really sometimes when you're going to go look for a job, you do need to look at the benefits very like closely, especially when y'all are one day looking for a career job. Because just because career A pays like, let's just say $80,000, and you're kind of like, it's kind of fun. I kind of like it, but the pay is really good. What are the benefits? What if the benefits are only worth like a couple thousand? Meanwhile, you could work at company B, which you just enjoy doing, and you get paid $50,000. That would be nice. And then you get like benefits that are worth like $30,000. So now you're almost like at the same cost of the other one, right? But you enjoy the job more. You see what I'm saying? If I went and worked for some random business in Greenville, North Carolina right now, I probably would not make as much as I'm making here, because if you also add in my benefits, it makes the cost, it makes basically my compensation higher. Does that make sense? And I enjoy what I'm doing. So, I mean, that's worth to me another few $1,000s, you know what I mean? Probably even more than that, honestly. Because it is, I'm not going to be one of those people who are sicky sweet and tell you, oh, you need to every morning wake up and be so excited to go to work. No, you're not always going to be like excited to go to work, but you do want to wake up and not dread going to work. You need to just be I'm going to work today. You know what I mean? If you can be I'm going to work today, then you're okay. You've made it. But if you're dreading going to work, not good. If you are happy and sun shines and flowers are growing outside your window every morning you wake up and you're that excited to go to work, that's a plus. Good job. But most likely, you're probably not going to be like that every morning. Monday mornings are a lot nicer now, though, that I don't have class. I'm going to have a hard time adjusting to that next year. Not going to lie.
Used to suck.
And now Mondays are awesome.
Like every week, Monday used to suck.
Yeah, but Mondays are awesome now. So, but that'll change probably.
Monday's still the worst day of the week, though.
Tuesday is gonna be a new Monday.
I feel like this Monday's going to come back with a vengeance, y'all. Like next year,
yeah.
Monday's going to be really bad because you're just going to be like,
Terrible.
oh my God, why am I here?
Nobody's gonna speak to anybody.
No, just be annoyed.
You were gonna be wearing masks next year?
I don't know. I really don't.
I think that that's still gonna be a precaution, but I think that we're still, like, we're going to be in school. for, like,
I really just hope that everyone who wants to come back to school can come back to school.
I'm always, like, I want virtual, like, all the time. So, like, I enjoy the virtual meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I don't think the social interaction is, like, not what it's just so priceless.
That one you're wrong. You're wrong on that one. You're wrong.
I feel like us coming here is kind of a little bit of a waste of time because at home we can do, like,
Yeah, you can.
I understand. I completely understand what you're saying, but I will say
I like talking to people.
I'm going to say what I want to say after the Zoom. Okay. Managers, usually ones working in human resource management, help their companies develop benefits plans by analyzing how much each benefit costs and what the company can reasonably afford. For example, not all companies that offer health insurance can include vision and dental coverage in those plans. Boom, I already got it. I mean, I just pay a little extra for it, but it's really not that bad. I pay like $30 extra total for vision and dental. That's pretty good. The availability of benefits, that's a month. The availability of the benefits may also vary based on the employee's part-time or full-time status. The staffing function includes determining eligibility and cost for benefits. Managers may spend a great deal of time working with benefit carriers such as insurance providers to find the best deal for the company and its employees. I would not want that job. That sounds awful. Comparing insurance companies and which one's the best, that sounds terrible. But people do it. So now we're at the summary. Staffing is one of the 5 functions of management, along with planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. The staffing function ensures that a business has the right people working in the right job position at the right times. It's a critical part of management because it keeps the organization running at its greatest level of efficiency and productivity. The staffing process includes determining the needs, recruiting, screening, interviewing, selecting, onboarding, training, and developing compensation plans. All right, that's it. And you know what? Because I am in such a good mood today, don't worry about the total recall for SM004. I am not assigning. What?
Yeah, I've already done it.
Well, that's y'all's fault.
Wait, that was like,
Let that be a lesson to you all.
I guess you're
You
right.
can be an overachiever sometimes and it doesn't count. Yeah. Did you already do it? I mean, if you really want me to sign it, I'll do it. But all right, because it's on recording and they're gonna hear you and they're gonna be like, who's that? All right. Yeah. Again, don't worry about the total recall. So that's it. I'm gonna stop recording.